Let's go. I got a vision I see in my head, a melody buried deep into my soul. They call us crazy, we cutting the edge, unlocking the future and letting it go. This is a calling that's higher the time we decided our stories are gonna be told. This is where legends are born, we paving the road, a future that favors the bold. Break the rules, break the laws, this is the moment we change it all. Break the rules, break the laws, this is the moment we change it all. Yeah, greatness, yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness, yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. About to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. Something coming, I can feel it. Deep down in my spirit. Revolution, it's a new day. Time to redefine the limits. So vivid, I can see it. So loud, I can hear it. So they calling me a madman, but the future belongs to the fearless. Break the rules, break the laws. This is the moment we change it all. Break the rules, break the laws. This is the moment we change it all. Yeah, greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. About to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. Greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. About to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. This is the truth, into the light. Taking our dreams and we bring them to life. This is the truth, into the light. Taking our dreams and we bring them to life. Yeah, greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. About to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. We about to set the tone, we about to write the code. Yeah, we writing the code. We on a new elevation, we came here to shatter the mold. We gon' shatter the mold. Yeah, we about to set the tone, we about to write the code. Yeah, we writing the code. Yeah, we on a new elevation, we came here to shatter the mold. Yeah, I know you hear it, I know you see it. We got a fearless, we got a genius, we got defiance, we got the beacons, we got a true believers. Yeah, greatness, yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness, yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. About to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. Yeah. Greatness.
smell what The Rock is cooking. The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock. They talk to me. You got your rules and your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior, hates to love and loves to hate. I have a voice that has the knowledge and the power to your fate. I hear voices crying, I see heroes dying, I taste blood that's trying, I feel tension rising. I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me.
Hello and welcome to the WWE Talk Show with Reese Rock Jones and
Sean Randy Smith was to bring you our pre-show for a very special pay-per-view.
yes, it is Thanksgiving weekend, which for WWE means Survivor Series. However, as we all know, Survivor Series has often been the traditional Survivor Series elimination tag team matches. And for the past several years, has always been SmackDown vs. Raw, champion vs. champion. Not this year, because for the first time on the main roster, and this is partly down to Triple H taking control of WWE, there's a new meaning to surviving a Survivor Series, because Survivor Series will play host to
Wargames! Wargames!
Well, indeed.
yes, Wargames joins Survivor Series. Now, for some people who may be unaware of what a Wargames match is, it's a match that started its life in the NWA back in the 1980s and later went into WCW.
Yes.
The last WCW branded Wargames match took place in the year 2000. And of course WCW went out of business, the match went away. But in 2017, the match was resurrected to take place in NXT. It has done in the years since. And now it's promoted to the main roster.
This as a Wargames match caller from NXT to the main roster.
So what the match is 2 rings surrounded by a steel cage, or as WWE do it, they tend to do 2 steel cages massed together.
Yeah.
and 2 teams of 5 fighters, sometimes 4, will go at it, was being released into the match at various different times. At the present moment, we have 5 matches on the card for Survivor Series Wargames, 2 of which feature Wargames matches, 1 for the men and 1 for the women.
And we will start with the women's War Games match as Team Bianca Belair of the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair teaming up with Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Miriam, and a to be announced opponent to take on the team of Team Damage Control of Bayley, Dakota Kai, Io Shirai, Nikki Cross, and Rhea Ripley.
This whole issue has been building, of course, since SummerSlam when Bayley returned from her injury along with Io Sky and Dakota Kai.
Yeah.
Then recently, Mia Yim decided to show back up on Raw, joined in with the alliance of Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka. As of the recording of this episode, the final member of this team will be announced on tomorrow's episode of SmackDown. But I think it's safe to say that there are a few names going about the place. Some people are saying Dana Brooke because of what Nikki Cross did to the 24/7 Championship.
Now been retired.
Then we have Charlotte Flair, which to me makes no sense. She's got another issue going on.
We've also heard Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch would make sense because she suffered a separated shoulder during the Women's Championship match with Bianca Belair at SummerSlam, and then was written off TV due to an attack by Damage Control.
And the last name we heard is the Glamazon.
Yeah, the Glamazon Beth Phoenix, who has a little bit of an issue developing with Rhea Ripley. Can't imagine why. It's not like she was contented at all.
Yeah, clearly.
And one more possibility floating around the place. Someone who knows Bayley very well, Sasha Banks.
That's another good shout as well. But now we move on to a team, to a men's War Game match that has both teams nailed down and written.
Yes, the bloodline of Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, not bloodline officially, Sami Zayn, and the Usos.
Take on Team Brawling Brutes of Sheamus, Rich Holland, and Butch, will be known as Pete Dunne, Drew McIntyre, and Kevin Owens.
Yes, so this started to develop as we went into Clash of the Castle when the Brawling Brutes started to go after the Usos for the tag team titles. That whole thing developed when Sheamus was written off of TV after getting a steel chair to the shoulder that was on the steel steps. But that was really done so he could get married.
Yes, congratulations to Sheamus.
Then Drew McIntyre has not forgotten what that Solo Sikoa cost him the Universal Championship in Cardiff.
No, he clearly hasn't, in which you attended that night.
And Kevin Owens has had a long issue with Roman Reigns, dating back really before the formation of the Bloodline, but really coming into play in the early years of the Bloodline. Out of everybody in these two Wargames matches, right? For the women's one, Bianca Belair has experience in Wargames.
Does.
Dakota Kai has experience in Wargames.
Does.
Io Sky under the Io Shirai name has experience in Wargames.
Yes.
And so does Leo Ripley.
The only people that are going in with unexperience in this match is Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and Bayley.
And on the men's side, the only two people who have been in Wargames before was Butch under the Pete Dunne name in NXT. And Kevin Owens, who was the surprise entrant in an NXT Wargames match.
Let's see them take on the Undisputed Era.
Next, we go on to a SmackDown Women's Championship match.
It does. As the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey, puts her time on the line against Shotzi Blackheart.
Yes, and Shotzi won a six-pack challenge a couple of weeks ago to get the shot, and recently defeated Shayna Baszler, who seems to have aligned herself with Ronda Rousey, although I would be very careful about that, Ronda.
Yes.
And then we have a classic singles match with the heads of their respective factions colliding.
Yes, as the head of the UFC, AJ Styles, takes on the leader of Judgment Day, of Finn Balor.
Now, AJ Styles will have the rest of the UFC with him and Carlos Anderson and Mia Yim, and Finn Balor will have the Judgment Day of Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and Rhea Ripley. Although I suppose with Mia Yim and Rhea Ripley, it does depend on how their bodies are feeling after Wargames and whether this happens before or after the Women's Wargames match.
Yeah, very, very true that. And obviously this issue has been building ever since Finn Balor took Judgment Day.
Yeah. And maybe we might even get a Rated R return in this again.
Oh, yes.
Because that issue is far from done.
Oh, absolutely.
The last confirmed match, and I say confirmed because they could easily add one more, or maybe even two more matches on SmackDown, along with announcing the final member of the Women's Wargames match. This is a triple threat match for the United States Championship.
As Seth Freakin' defends his championship against Bobby Lashley and former Mr. Money in the Bank, Austin Theory.
Yes, so of course Seth Rollins won the United States Championship. He needed a bit of help from Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Prior to Crown Jewel, which then led to Lashley and Lesnar led Crown Jewel. That's probably not going to be the last time we see of those. But then we circled back to Lashley attempting to go after Rollins again. Also, Austin Theory, after attempting to cash in Money in the Bank several times, only to be stopped by Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, by Tyson Fury at Clash at the Castle, and apparently knowing that if he tried again, the bloodline wouldn't be far behind, decided to go for a cash-in on the United States Championship.
Yes, and when was the last time? I think that was the first time ever we saw a cash-in on a mid-card championship.
It is the first time we've seen a cash-in on a mid-card championship. Philly, you still had a couple of months left on that contract because it's a year. You probably could have waited to see if someone would take the title off of Roman. So yeah, Bobby Lashley had attacked Seth Rollins. So Philly comes out, tries to cash in, and then Lashley pulls the referee out. Which then gets Seth enough time to be able to regain his composure and actually win the match. This means that poor Mr. Fury has failed to cash in.
Yes, joining the very short list of superstars that failed to cash in contracts.
Fury's been going downhill ever since Roman said to him on Raw, "Your daddy ain't here anymore."
Yeah.
But then after that, Austin Theory snapped and attacked Seth the week after, thus setting up this triple threat match to happen at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
A Survivor Series will take place from the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. I wonder whether that means we could possibly see a certain turn up. This is the third Survivor Series to, well, actually, fourth Survivor Series to be held in Boston.
This is going to be the first Survivor Series held on a Saturday.
And the first since 1994 not to take place on a Sunday.
One more time.
In the women's Wargames match, Bianca Belair teams with Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Mia Yim, and at the time of this recording, a to-be-determined partner, or to-be-announced partner, to take on Damage Control of Bayley, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, Nikki Cross, and Rhea Ripley.
In the men's Wargames match, the Brawling Brutes of Sheamus, Rich Holland, and Blanche team up with McIntyre and Carrie and Kevin Owens. Take on the bloodline of Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, Sami Zayn, and the Usos.
Ronda Rousey defends the SmackDown Women's Championship against Sashi.
AJ Styles will take on Finn Balor one-on-one.
And Seth freaking Rollins will defend the United States Championship against Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory in each triple match.
So that about it for our Survivor Series Wargames pre-show.
Join us next week where we will bring you the survivors of Wargames.
So until then,
This was Jones and he's been
Snare.